Hear me and see me.
That's right. Okay, we are live with Michelle Dougan after several flop attempts with the Zoom link, but this is working perfect.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah, tell me about it. So you've been busy wrecking people on the arm wrestling on the arm wrestling stand.
Been
So
busy.
how many tournaments have you won so far? So I know of 3 since right Keystone, PAF, and Locked and Loaded.
Yeah, those are the latest ones. Yes, definitely.
Okay,
So,
tell me what weight divisions and what right left.
so I've been doing for the Keystone. I did middle and heavyweight left hand. Won both of those classes. I did my weight class, the middleweight class, on the right hand. Won that. Locked and Loaded, I did middle and heavy and won both of those. Right. I have to ask James. And then at the PAF championships, I won left hand, my weight class, middleweight and heavyweight, and overall. And I also got a belt for the 176 class on the left. And on my right, I got second. First place loser.
So what was the girl's name that beat you?
Her name is Marlene. She
Marlene
is Valentina, I think her name is.
I have to look her up.
I think that's what it is on Facebook.
Marlene Valentina.
Her hand is super, super strong.
And how big is she?
Between middle and heavy, I think, somewhere in there. So
she's a little bigger than you?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll have to look her up. How did Marlene beat the great Michelle Dougan?
She's been doing it a while.
Really?
From what I hear, I didn't really know too much about her, but she's been doing it for quite a while. She trained under Mike Solaris. She was, I guess, one of his students. And,
okay.
Yeah, he trained her. Hand is iron. It's amazing. But don't worry, I'm coming back for that.
Oh, I know that. you don't lay down easy, that's for sure. I know that. What do you got coming up in the future?
We have New York State Championship on September 4th at the fairgrounds right here in Syracuse, which is a pretty big turnout every year. And then after that, I'm going to go to the New England tournament. And then I am hopefully going to Sweden, as long as it's still going on in December.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, in December. And then also there is the Olympia in December in Vegas. So I'm definitely doing that. So those are just some of the stuff.
I didn't ask you last year at when I saw you at the Olympia. How did you do with that one?
I won both, right and left.
you just win. That's it.
Funny. Obviously, not every tournament.
I'm telling you, you show up and the other girls go, "Son of a bitch, this fucking girl is here again." I'm telling you. So, but you do several weight categories. So you do middleweight and heavyweight. And what's the difference in weight?
Well, the middleweight is usually around 154 and under, and then the heavyweight is 154 plus.
Oh, okay.
So it's big. It's big. Or 160, anywhere in there. So it's big. And but I have my left hand is on point. My right is just still coming back from surgery I had 1.5 years ago. And I'm not making excuses, because there's no excuses. I thought I was ready for this tournament, and she taught me otherwise. So
it's the operation. What kind of operation was it?
Yeah. I had an ulnar nerve. They repositioned it.
What is that?
The ulnar nerve. It's the nerve that when you hit your funny bone, it's that nerve. And it was going all the way down into my hand and my fingers and stuff.
How's it feel now?
Good. Feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I do feel good. That's why it's disappointing that I lost.
Yeah, but that's okay. You'll get back on, and then when you're 100%, you'll wind up beating Marlene. I'm going to have to contact Marlene and see if she'll come on.
She's so sweet. She's really sweet.
She's nice?
Yeah,
okay,
she's
good.
So sweet.
Whatever happened to, haven't heard from Angela Rose. Has she been competing or no?
We asked her if she wanted a super match at the New York State Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, James asked her husband, Ron Bath, and we were going to put up $500 and pay for the hotel and stuff, and they said no.
Really?
So, yeah, they're just doing stuff spontaneously right now, she said.
Oh, all right. What are you going to do? So at Keystone, did you take part in all the drama with Travis and Zach? Did you see all that?
I saw it all. I didn't take part in it. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
On both ends.
I had Zach on twice, and he gave his side of the story.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then Travis said he was going to punch his wife in the face.
Yeah.
I bet you I don't know Travis at all. Never met him, but I bet you as those words came out, he was wishing he would suck them back in.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess
I know them both, and both ends are whatever. It is whatever.
They're both loose. They're both loose cannons.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about Sweden. What's happening with Sweden?
Well, I'm not sure right now. It's they're trying to figure out how much expenses they have to, and who can make it over. They're having a hard time getting the top 8 women to compete. Mm-hmm. So they might turn it into super matches, they said. So either way, that would be good.
Okay.
Hopefully it's all left hand for me, right?
Well, hopefully you'll be better by then.
Yeah. Hopefully. Is
Gabby going?
I don't think so. She was one of the women that was supposed to be there, and I know. Yeah, if she's there and I go to a tournament, that's exactly how I would feel. Yeah. But yeah, she said she didn't think she could make it, so she was one of them that couldn't make it.
She is one strong woman, man. She is just. Who was the girl that who was the girl that she beat in the last? What was it in Dubai?
East versus West. I don't know her too much about her, but I mean, she looked fierce, and she won the first match.
Really?
On the left, I think, on the left hand, but then Gabby turned that around quick.
Yeah, so. She's a phenom. She really is a phenom.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So has your popularity grown since? Let's see. I've interviewed first like 2 years ago. Has your popularity grown, or you've always been pretty much at the same level?
I don't know the answer to that
question. Well, when you go more places, do more people want to take pictures with you?
Yes. I guess that would be a yes.
Oh, okay. do girls?
When we were in South Carolina, I got a lot of that down there, which is flattering, very flattering.
Okay. What was in South Carolina?
That was the PAF championship. We drove down. That sucked.
It's a long drive.
Yeah.
Outside of arm wrestling tournaments, do people recognize you?
Not too much.
No.
No.
It's just the right amount of fame then.
Yeah, but I really don't do anything but go to tournaments. So
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Well, if you go out to dinner with James or something like that, or your grandkids.
Nobody.
No, really? Okay.
No. Right. I mean, one time when we were in Pennsylvania at this weird restaurant, somebody did come up and said, "Oh my God, are you the Black Scorpion?" Which was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah. But other than that, no.
Yeah, I was at a bodybuilding show. I had a booth there, and somebody came up to me and like, "Oh, I watched your podcast. I listened to it. Yeah, great stuff." And he took a picture with me, and I'm like, really? Like, wow.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, wow, this is really happening right now. Okay. No, it's flattering. It really is when people say, it really is. It really is. It's nice. And what's funny is like, do you get this? Do you get people from like girls from other countries that DM you or message you and say, you've inspired me and so on and so forth? Or?
I did a while back. I haven't gotten any recently, but I did a while back. And I have gotten a lot of people from this country, like different states, messaging me and asking me for tips and stuff, which is cool.
That is pretty flattering, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Yeah, that is. You don't realize when you go into something that you're going to make a change like that. You're thinking, well, I'm just going to be an arm wrestler and be the best I can be, but you don't think you're going to influence other people I had an experience like that. There's a young kid in India who actually messaged me and said that I've inspired him to start his own bodybuilding podcast YouTube channel, and he
Oh,
sent
wow.
yeah, it's on. I was like, wow, this is impressive. Okay, let's see, Liz Capola, great show and great guest. All right, Liz is an agent for several guests that come on shows and so on and so forth. I'm actually, Liz, are you going to be in Long Island with Rita and Anthony? Let's see if she answers. So, yeah, this weekend is like this former mafia. This guy did I don't know how many years in jail, and he came out, and his father was like this boss, and then the Rita Gigante, the Vinny the Chin daughter, is going to be there as well, and I'm going because I always interview these people.
Yeah.
She
Cool.
said not this time. Okay, well maybe next time. So how are the grandkids doing?
They're doing really good.
Yeah.
Two of them are in school in Florida. The twins are in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other three are up here. They didn't start school yet, but they're all huge.
They're all,
They're all
yeah.
huge. They've all gotten so big and so grown up.
Are they arm wrestling at all? Any of them?
Yes, my granddaughter is actually going to arm wrestle at the New York State Championship. So,
really? How old is she?
yeah, I can't wait. She got third place last time she did it.
Yeah.
So
how old is she?
She's 11.
Wow, that's great. That's
I love it.
If you got to have her on next time, I gotta
Okay,
have her
definitely.
on. All right, good.
So
good,
she
good.
told me that she was on the bus one time. This is a story about fame, I guess you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in her eyes, that's all that matters to me.
Right.
But she said that she got in a conversation with this girl on the bus, and the girl said, "Do you know anybody? You don't know anybody famous?" And she said, "Yes, I do." And she said, "Who is it?" And she said, "My Nana, and she is the Black Scorpion. And she's a world champion arm wrestler."
That's fantastic.
And she didn't believe her, so I had to send a picture of her. It was cute.
That's fantastic. That's like the story that did you hear the story where the kid goes to school and says Superman is my uncle?
No.
And everybody thought he was lying, and Henry Cavill was really his uncle.
Oh.
And he walked him to school because he had to show that he wasn't lying, because the teacher thought he was lying and the kids thought he was lying. He's like, no, really.
How cute.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And how's James doing? How's your husband doing?
He's doing good. He's right here.
Oh, yeah?
Come on over. Yes, you got to talk about we have some good, amazing stuff coming up next year.
Okay, good. I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
James, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
So what do you got coming up next year?
Good. What's the amazing stuff we got coming up?
The tournament.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? We're doing a national with that New Way Combat. I think I told you about that New Way Combat. We started talking to them last year, and they've grown bigger and bigger. And we basically got our, we got our big toe in the door of that whole movement. Because you go there, and they're in arenas, and they're in civic centers, and they got the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu and the judo going on, and there you are in the corner with the arm wrestling. You're mixed in with all those other athletes. You got all that, all the audience there.
So much energy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then we're in Vermont. You had like probably 25 or 26 college coaches trying to get on the tables.
Really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. We're in Michigan. We're in Michigan, and there was probably 100 kids trying to get on the table. And then we were in Tennessee, and two of the I don't know if they're coaches, assistant coaches, or whatever. They actually jumped into the novice division. One of them won.
Really?
Yeah, they loved it. Yeah, so yeah.
How'd you wind up hooking up with them?
Lucas Raymond. I don't know if you ever talked to him. He owns Arm Assassins Strength Shop. Arm Assassins Strength Shop. Mm-hmm. He sells equipment to just nearly everybody, man. He also is a grip guy, and usually at our bigger events, the grip guys come in and they do a grip contest on the side while the arm wrestling's going on. You can get people to do grip, but you can't. The idea you have an open division or a novice division, and hopefully there's a couple people in the audience, or if you're in a place, and they'll say, well, you know what, I think I can do that. I think I can beat that guy over there. That's rare, but when they do their grip contest, you're only really competing against yourself with the grip.
That's right.
And they'll get 65, 85 people that'll come up out of the audience and try the grip contest. So, and they kind of drag some of them in, that's a nice marriage, the grip contest and the arm wrestling anyway. So.
What's her name did that? I forgot her name. I actually had her on. She's also an arm wrestler. She does the strong woman and she does grip. What the hell is her name? Hold on, I'll get it right now. I know she does it because we talked about it. Danielle Everson.
Yeah. We met her down. Yeah, we met her in Philadelphia, beginning of the year. She was down
at the Winter Blast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because she's part of 98. That's right. Okay, yeah, sounds pretty good. Hey, James, you were a kickboxer. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So this Andrew Tate guy, was he really a 3-time world champion?
Who?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah, he's
what year? I go back a few years, John.
He's 35 now. He's been retired for 5 years, so it's got to be 10 years ago at least.
The problem with kickboxing, I got into it when I was still in high school.
Okay.
And you got to say it like that, John.
Well, it was only about this.
Well, you say okay, yeah. Anyway,
listen, I still wouldn't mess with you. I don't care how old you are.
The sport was growing. The sport was growing at that time. You could catch it on TV probably 5 or 6 times, but a week. But what happened was a lot of the shitty boxers, they would come over into the sport because the sport was growing, and they would throw their minimum 8 kicks around, and then they'd box the karate guys' heads off. Because a lot of the karate dudes couldn't box. I fought Golden Gloves too. I went and learned. I wanted to know what I was doing in there. But a lot of karate dudes couldn't box, and nobody wanted to see. Nobody wants to see shitty boxing on another channel. They want to see if you tune into kickboxing, you want to see somebody get their teeth kicked out. At least something like that. Yeah. And that's where the sport started declining. You saw it decline, and then right when I went over to Europe, and I was fighting over in Europe, and when I came back, I got hurt over there, and I came back. I ripped my hamstring on the left side, and that's when the UFC had just started, and we all looked at it like it was a joke because you had the sumo wrestler versus the karate dude versus the. We thought this shit was like another tough man contest.
That was the early 90s.
Yeah, it would just die, and it obviously never did.
No, this guy Andrew Tate is a social media icon. He just got banned from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. He's very controversial. He's very loud and obnoxious. And apparently, before he did this, he was a 3-time world champion kickboxer.
There's so many leagues. He could have been one. There's just like the arm wrestling, just like some of the other sports, just like boxing. How many boxing titles are there?
Right.
Like 5, 6. Who knows? How many MMA titles are there? How many leagues?
Right.
So you could be in this league and that league, and you don't know. There's a lot of Tates. Yeah, I've heard the name, but I don't know about him specifically.
Okay, well, check him out. Look him up because he just got banned, and I just did a reaction video. He says these crazy things, which really aren't too crazy. It's just obnoxious. But anyway, okay, Michelle, let's get back to you. So how far has your left-handed progressed? Because I remember interviewing you like 2 years ago, and you were saying the opposite.
Yeah. That's all I've been training on is my left. So because when my right was down, I had to arm wrestle, so I had to do something. So I used my left, obviously. Okay. But my right's strong. It's not a joke. But when there's top level pullers, I still have work to do.
Was it a difficult transition from going from right to left?
No, My left is not. My left is not. My left is really strong, but it doesn't do what I want it to do. My right just does everything. But my left is like, okay, now go do this. Now do this. Okay.
Right.
She started in 2014, and then she won the championship. She won the wall in 2017. And I tell people she didn't know how to arm wrestle until 2019. So 5 years, she was just super strong and getting into crazy side pressure battles. And those side pressure battles took a toll on that right elbow, a major toll. She didn't get into those battles with the left hand because she wasn't confident enough during that whole time period with the left hand to her left hand. Matter of fact, at the Wall Championships in Vegas, she threw her left hand away. She took third, but she only did it to get the jitters out for her right hand, and then she went undefeated with the right hand. But those years of that side pressure bullshit, without having the technical knowledge to try to, beat somebody a different way, it really took a toll on that elbow. And she's had, we look back on it now, that ulnar nerve, what happens is it happened to me with the fighting. And you really notice it when you miss somebody and your arm goes all the way out and you get that jolt all the way up through your arm and everything. She had the right elbow problems, which we didn't know about with that ulnar nerve, probably back in 17 when we were taping.
Really?
Yeah, we were going to, she was going to a chiropractor, acupuncture, physical therapy. We were taping it. We were going to a surgeon. We were going everything. They were telling us it was a little connector muscle. And this is you'll love this one. They said it's a little connector muscle in your between your upper arm and your lower and your forearm, and eventually it'll just break. But you'll be okay, and it'll hurt a little bit, but you'll be probably better than when it breaks. And so she says, "Can't you just cut it now?" They said no. Yeah. So she was going to get that cut to improve her arm wrestling. Yeah. That's like Rocky with a cut my
That's
eye.
exactly what I was thinking of. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I was thinking of. All right, let's see if I can get you some opinions. Did you guys watch? I haven't had you on in a few months, so did you guys watch the Devin Larratt Levon?
Hated it.
Okay, tell me why.
We knew Devin for a long time. We're not, we never had dinner. We never sat down. We never invited him to the house for dinner, but we knew him from events. We knew him from training. I had talked to him at several different tournaments. And, but when we went to Olympia last year, kind of like knew him a little better after that. And we kind of were fans. Cool. Yeah. And we wanted to see, him do what we didn't care if he won. We wanted to see him put up a battle. And I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible with what that I believe that guy's probably on.
He's a monster.
Yeah. But you see pictures of him when he was 180 pounds, and now he's, I think, close to, what is he, 3 something?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
And I feel kind of bad for the dude because there was another guy they used to call him, it's Dennis Sablikov. Yeah. And look what happened to him. And I got to believe this guy's running on that same path. And I know there's been a lot of controversy with Travis, but Travis put it in a clear way. They had gone to him and they said, how much would it take for you to pull Levon? And Travis said, $100,000. And they said, do you think that you're worth $100,000 to pull Levon? And he said, absolutely not. But that's the kind of money I'm going to need to put enough shit in my body to even be competitive with this guy.
Yeah, right.
That says it all right there.
Do you think they promoted it well? Because I don't think they really promoted it that good. Because where does Levon go from here? He just beat the best North America has to offer. Now what? Like, and he didn't even. It's not even that he beat him; he destroyed him. So it's like, where do you go from here?
I think a younger Devin might have been a little better battle. I think there's a couple of guys who are talking about the Russians that are close to Levon. I think it's like any game. It's like any combat. It's like anything. The next guy's coming. It might be right around the corner. It might be 6 months. It might be a year. But there's somebody out there that's going to do something to him. You know, I used to tell people all the time, I could fight this guy. We'll call him fighter A, and beat his ass. Right? Let me rephrase that. There could be fighter A, and fighter A fights fighter B and C. And B and C just wipe the floor with this guy. Then I fight B and C, I wipe the floor with B and C.
Right.
So now somehow I get a fight with A, thinking B and C killed him. Yeah, I ain't gonna have no problem with this guy. But this guy gives me a hard time, you know, and it might be just something that he does so different than what I do that throws my whole game off. And you know, it's, you know, they say styles make matches. I see it sometimes, you know, sometimes that's it. You know, it's just a goofy thing.
Well, do you think that they should have promoted it like that? So what I mean is, like in fighting, right? You say, okay, this guy fought this guy, and this other guy fought the same guy, and they both won, and it just leaves the two of them, and so on and so forth. Or he lost to one, and he won to one, and everybody wants to know the build up, so on and so forth. Like, let's, you know, like the Pacquiao Mayweather, you know, they both beat the same fighters, but they beat them differently. How would they match up against each other? But it just kind of threw Devin and Levon in like the pit. They're like, go.
There's no rhyme or reason to the arm wrestling world right now, and and you're starting to see it. But you're starting to see it with other sports too. You're starting to see the social media darlings are getting what they want sometimes before the people that deserve it. You know, I've been saying this time and time again, but maybe I'm a dinosaur. I don't know. I like to see if you're going to step up. Even looking at arm wrestling, they keep talking about super matches. Well, what's so stupid? What's so super about that match? I used to always say, if I take that match and I move it over one state, does anybody give a shit? And if they don't, what's super about it? You know, what guys want that title? I can't blame them. I can't blame them for not wanting, you know, super on their title. But what do they have on their resume? You know, what have they done to deserve that thing? And it's getting away from that. You know, you see tournaments now with, you know, they got 10, 12 super matches, and you look at the names, you're like, I don't know that guy. Never heard of him before in my life. Yeah. You know, I can't blame him. I kind of blame the people that are putting it together a little bit, because it should be. I like, you know, when we grew up. John, you're a little younger than me, only by a year or two, I think. Anyway, yeah, you grew up knowing who the champion was and how he got there, and you knew who this number one contender was. You knew who the guys down were, and you know they had to fight each other to jump up spots. They had to have an impressive resume to get to that spot where, you know, they were going to fight for the championship. That shit's, you don't see that in UFC sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, the media darlings are getting what they want.
No, it's true. It's why you have the Jake Pauls and so on and so forth fighting the Mayweathers, and you know how many welterweights would love to have, and in arm wrestling a few years back when that social media guy Juji Mufu arm wrestled Mike Aiello, it's like, really, who the fuck is Juji? He was this social media icon, and he just jumped in there. I'm sure there was several guys that would have loved to arm wrestle Mike Aiello in WAL, and you know, never got the chance, but. Yeah, I agree, man. I just but this is what sells now, you know, and it's unfortunate, but it is the truth, you know.
That's why I stick to the tournaments. I stick to the tournaments. That doesn't happen there. It can't happen there. You got to win. You got to win to you know, raise your hand at the end of the thing. So, you know, you can't just you know, jump up and have your super match.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so when is the next tournament for Michelle? When's the next one?
Well, I mean, New York State, she has to compete. That's her hometown. Which, you know, let somebody come in here and You know, no. But excuse me, she'll probably only compete left hand. Yeah, I doubt she'll go right. We're gonna stay off that right. That right hand needs to be where the left is.
Right.
And this girl showed us that it wasn't. You know, so and she's good, but Michelle needs to be at that right hand needs to be at that elite level where she shouldn't be, you know, throwing it in there. So after that, it'll be, you know, New England's a big tournament. It's up in Boston. That's a big tournament. I don't know who will show up there, but again, we'll probably stick with the left. Excuse me. And then Sweden, they said something about the super match, and she actually asked for a left-handed match with Fia Ryzik. And that right there is, that's a big deal. Fia asked her who she wanted, and she said, you.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll fly back from Sweden and go right to the Olympia. And then we'll get ready for that New Way National in Atlantic City. That's at the Martial Arts Hall of Fame weekend. So you're talking about everything. Yes, they claimed it the biggest martial arts convention in the world.
And when is that?
That's the last weekend of January. I think it starts on the 27th, 28th, 29th. It's like 3 or 4 days, this thing.
That's not a bad idea to go to that
action movie stars there, everything. You got all this stuff going on. You got banquets there. You got competitions there. I think they got karate. I know they got the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, all that, and the arm wrestling. We're gonna make a big show there, big splash at that one.
Where they holding it?
Tropicana Hotel Casino.
Ooh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea because I don't mind going to Atlantic City and doing some gambling, and then I'll come visit you guys. So me and the wife are going to Las Vegas in a couple of weeks, so that should be pretty fun. And speaking of MMA, my channel is growing, not at the rate I would like it to, but it is. And this Monday, I have Forrest Griffin coming on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it should
be entertaining. He's an entertaining guy.
Yeah, definitely. And in September, I have Frank Dukes. Do you remember what was the movie? Bloodsport?
Yeah, I know the story.
Yeah, so he should be coming on. So it's I'm getting people to come on. I just need fucking people to watch this shit. Well, listen, guys.
I tuned into your last couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which ones? The slut and stud one? That one?
No, it just so happens I missed that one. Yeah. I'm gonna go back and see if I can find that one. No, the big controversy thing. I was watching that. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah. That I got some good views on that one. Yeah.
I loved when you were like strike one, strike two, and I'm like, what the hell is he gonna do? What are you gonna strike him with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were going, that's the first strike, and I'm like, okay, keep going. They're both friends. We've known Travis probably longer. Zach Lee is always super respectful with her and will help her anytime he can. And both of them are giant pains in the asses. They are. I loved when Zach Lee was on here and he was like, I was just minding my own business, having a wonderful day, looking at the sun, and all of a sudden everybody wants to screw me. And you're like, oh, man, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. You're a little maniac, man. You're out of your mind.
See? There's 3 sides to every story, man.
Oh, yeah.
Travis's, Zach's, and the truth.
He's a good dude, and the shit should have never happened. I was so busy with that event. I would have freaked if I'd have seen that happening on a live stream. But
never seen Travis do it.
I've never seen him get that crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't exactly must have touched the nerve, but who knows?
Yeah, I just think he just told him to go fuck himself. But I think there was tension building up to that, obviously.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, we did not, let me get something straight too. Mm-hmm. We did not need, I was standing there, I had 4 tables going. And I said, Travis was standing next to me, a few other people. I said, listen, I got to go grab the refs to get this table rolling. because there's people everywhere. You know, there's 500 people at this friggin' thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Travis jumped up on the stage, and I go, what the hell are you doing? You're gonna ref? And he goes like this. I go, well, screw a ref. He is a good ref. He's a good ref, no matter what. You know what? Some of the guys that cheat the most are the best refs out there because they know what the hell the guys are doing, right?
Yeah.
So he jumped up and started reffing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. He's a good ref. I'm not gonna tell him, you know, no, I'll get down. Let me go find a guy. Get it started. You know?
Right.
So, yeah, I was good with it.
Well, who do you think was more on the right?
Neither one. I didn't. You know, Travis is. Travis is Travis. You know what I mean? Zach Lee claiming that, you know, he's the fairest in the setup. Get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Get the hell out of here. Not even close. But you know, the screaming out some of the shit that Travis did, completely fucking wrong. Saying he had punched. Zach Lee wrote me actually and said, what would you do if somebody said they were going to punch Michelle in the face? And I said I wouldn't let him finish the sentence.
Right.
Period. So, you know, that shit, no, I didn't agree with any of that shit. You know, there was a lot of tension at that table, but, you know, everybody's trying to win. That's a big event. It's probably, I don't know. I think we had the biggest event again. Last year we had the biggest event in the country at that event. And I think this year, same thing. I don't know if anybody beat our numbers this year. So,
wow,
there's a lot of pressure on the athletes, and you know, it's not pressure on Travis, but it's a lot of pressure on the athletes and stuff. You know, they want to win. Obviously.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
And Paul is doing well, right? He is now part of the East versus West, and I was watching it. I watched the rerun. I didn't watch the live stream, and I knew the outcome, and I was still cheering like a madman when he won. But even though I knew that he was going to win, it was just unbelievable. But he seems to be making his presence dominant in on a global stage now, which is pretty damn impressive.
He's tied in with that, and he's tied in with the Monster Factory too. Michael Todd's thing going on. Yeah, he's you know, he took over the Scorp's strength training regime too. So
really,
a lot stronger now.
Yeah, they communicate. He has to send him pictures of her lips going up and friggin' everything else. Yeah. Next thing you know, she's gonna be walking around with these big ass traps and shit. If she starts looking like him, it's over. It's over. No more Paul Lynn. Yeah, he's gone at that point. He's gone at that point.
I don't want to look like
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you're gonna have a problem.
Much.
Well, listen, guys, it's always a pleasure. I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you coming on always.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, of course. You guys are friends now. It's not even like you are a great arm wrestler and great promoter. It is you're officially friends, and you're welcome to come on at any point, at any time. And I'll definitely see you soon. I'll come to one of them. That Atlantic City one sounds nice though, because I get to gamble a little bit.
It'll be huge, and I think we're doing 2 days. It depends on the amount of people we're looking at coming in there. I think we're going to do 2 days. So.
Well, hopefully I'll see you before that. Because there's plenty of tournaments. Maybe I'll make my way up to one of them because I haven't gone to one, and I was supposed to go to the one where Devin was in Jersey. That is the gym that I go to.
You talking about Virginia?
No, in Jersey.
Oh, the seminar.
Yeah, it was the seminar, and that's the gym that I.
We're going to a tournament in Jersey too.
Yeah, but it's a sit down.
Oh, yeah, I'm not competing.
Yeah, if you wanna, we'll be over that. I'll be calling. You can sit with me. We'll get a couple of drinks and we'll call butt fouls all day because you got to call butt fouls on a sit down.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's
Yeah, you got to keep one cheek down on the seat.
Really?
24th of September.
September 24th. Okay.
Yeah,
I will be back from Vegas by then. So yeah, definitely. I'll look it up. What's the name of the tournament?
The New Jersey State Championships. And I think they're having it at Dad's. I think Dad's is the name of the place.
Well, if it's in Jersey, as long as it's not like, South Jersey where it's like 2 hours away.
No, it's not South Jersey. That's where I think it is too. I'm not sure.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out and I'll make my way down. All right. Guys, thank you very much again.
I know you wanted to touch base on, I'll let you go because You know, you know what you should do? Have a little music to play like they do at award shows when you want somebody shut the fuck up and get off your phone. You know, just start playing music.
You could say whatever you like.
Thanks. I know you wanted to touch base on some of the bullshit with the internet bullshit, especially with Bart and this girl Elizabeth, and you know, some of the guys, you know, hitting her once in a while.
Elizabeth, who's Elizabeth?
With stupid shit. Just go with the flow, Jar.
Okay,
I
so
don't want to explain everything yet.
These guys are being mean.
I don't get into internet arguments with anybody. I just wait. I did this on another podcast before. Me and RVJ talked about it, and I just keep a list. I keep a list. I'm at so many events and running so many events and involved in so many events. I get there when the brackets come up. I check them for names. I check them for names for these little punk ass big mouth pieces of shit, and I'll deal with it then. So I'd rather do that than get on some show and say I'm gonna, you know, murder somebody. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm looking for an apology, somebody to cry, or, you know, because
I understand.
They're pieces of shit.
Yeah, they're keyboard tough guys, and it's very sad that it's come to this. I mean, I get it. I get it, and I'm not even that popular of a podcast, you know, and I get it. I get just I don't know if you saw it.
Madison.
Well, that one was too, but that wasn't me. That was toward Madison. I deleted everything, and you know, so on and so forth. But all something arm wrestling, you know, said my show sucked and I have a fake accent and all this crap. And or it's just you know, I get it, and it's like you wouldn't say that to my face. Not that I'm like the biggest tough guy in the world, but you know, when you have a distance, it makes you feel safe. You know, when you're behind a camera or behind a phone or a laptop, it makes you feel safe. You feel like you can say whatever you want without any consequences. And, you know, I'm 46 and it wasn't like that when we were young. You know, it was if you said something, there were consequences because you said it to somebody's face or you said it behind somebody's back and he was able to confront you.
Well, you know what? We were talking about this the other day. I was talking about it. Somebody, you got on your bike or got in your car. You drove around town asking like 6 different people where this guy is or who said it. And then you went to his house and straightened it out. You know, now these people are ghosts. You can't figure out who the hell they are. They're hiding behind, you know, 3 or 4 fake profiles. You don't know who they are. They could be the guy that talked to you at the last event.
Right.
And it happens, you know, and you're like, makes me sick to my stomach that this guy would talk to me. I don't want you talking to me, you know, but it's terrible. And we're not talking about, you know what, saying you have a fake accent. That's funny. If somebody said it to me, I think that John dude's got a fake accent. I'd laugh, dude.
Yeah.
It's shit going past that.
Right.
You know, it's you know, Bart, we were this girl's an arm wrestler, Elizabeth, down in Texas, and she came up to a couple tournaments because she's from Pennsylvania originally. She got family up here. So she came out and she was, you know, we were hanging out, and then they started sending Bart Wood messages at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Hey, when you bang this girl, do you lick the scar on her head?
What?
Well, yeah.
Nasty
She's got a scar on her head because she went through a brain trauma for 2 years and had to learn to walk again. And that's that kind of shit. You just need beat for that kind of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, saying, hey, James, look old. Well, fuck, I do. So what? You know what I mean? Yeah, who cares? You know, and I don't even care what they say about me, really. It don't matter. You know, but when they start getting in and they start digging in, you know, as far as they can, you know, and to get a rise out of you, and then they hide.
Right.
You know, but you know, eventually you're gonna run into a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you know.
Yeah, it's sad and it's the way of the world now, and it is
sickening.
It really is. It really is because you're a coward, is what you are. You're an absolute coward,
right?
And you know, poking fun at somebody is one thing, but once you go past, you know, like Travis, you know, I'll punch your wife in the face. So you went too far, man. You went too far.
Actually,
You
I
know?
think Zach Lee's wife could probably take Travis. So I wouldn't mind seeing him like take a swing at her. Yeah, she's rough, man. She's good looking, but she's rough. Yeah. So I think she could probably freaking take him, man. You know what I mean?
She's a tough broad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, but these trolls aren't going away. I get it. I just ignore it. If you go back and look at some of my comments, I get some awful comments. Most of the time, the comments are
but the
positive.
only I don't want to defend Travis, but Travis said it and he owned up to it.
Mm-hmm.
The people we're talking about are saying it and they're hiding behind some fake ass account, fake ass name. You don't know who they are.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that was the problem we had with Madison. The comments, because when I saw the comments and then I clicked on the profile, it was just a blank profile.
yeah.
So I had asked Madison if she wants me to delete it. She said no, don't worry. But then throughout the day, they got worse and worse.
Yeah, they jump right on it, just like they jump on it like a bandwagon. Do they?
So I called Steve and I was like, "Look, it's getting worse and worse. Do you want me to delete it? Because I'll delete it." And he said, "Yeah, please." And I deleted it. And I said, "I'm not going to delete all the comments because there were some nice ones." I said, "But if it continues, then I'll stop the comments altogether."
He's another one. He's another one. If he runs into some of these guys saying this shit about his daughter and figures out who they are,
I don't.
He's a freaking maniac in disguise, man.
You are a coward if you talk about a woman like that in any shape or form. Just leave it alone. Just don't go there. It's you know.
I you know what? I tell guys a lot of events. I love when we have some fun events, even the beach or we had another event too. I sometimes I even put in a write up. Respectful shit talking is encouraged. They can talk shit to each other, talk shit to the refs. I love it, but you cannot get personal.
Right.
I won't allow any of them to get personal. If you get personal to me, means you're not smart enough to be in that banter because you can't think of anything else but, oh yeah, well you're fat, or oh yeah, you have no hair. You're too dumb to come up with a friggin' better banter than that. You shouldn't be in the argument.
Right.
So I love the shit talking. I love, hey, you sure you worked out? You feel weak as hell today. I love that.
Right.
But, when you go personal, I don't care if the guy reaches over the table and smacks you in the head. I'll freaking call that a win.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to let you go. And once again, much love, much respect, always. And I feel bad for whoever said what, and you run into them, that's for sure.
Eventually. Yeah, I don't feel bad for him, but yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you got the right guy, because that would. Before I go, I will tell you a true story about a friend of mine who thought he had the right guy. Okay, this is a God's honest true story. This guy I used to work with, this guy Eric, he used to work on the night shift, and he's big, but like football player, big dude, right? And he's married, and he has a 2-year-old. This is a few years back, and the back door in his house to go downstairs into the basement, it's broken. It doesn't lock. Okay. And his wife is this type of person that's very, very nice. And there's a homeless guy in the neighborhood, and she gives him free food, and she gives him clothes and so on and so forth. Right. Like Eric's old clothes doesn't fit him anymore. She gives it to him. Well, anyway, she calls her husband up in the middle of the night because he works the night shift. And she says, I think there's somebody in the basement. And he goes, what? So she goes, yeah, I think there's somebody in the basement. She goes, well, call the cops. So she calls the cops, and the homeless guy that she gives food and clothes to is sleeping in the basement, right? So they escort him out, and the guy's screaming, no, I know Nicole. And Nicole, the girl's like, she's like, yeah, he's just a homeless guy that I help and give him food and stuff. I don't know him, right? So they bring him out, and now he's driving home. Right? This guy is a homeless guy. He's driving home, and he sees him. Right? Now it was his son and his 2-year-old was in the house, and he sees him, and he stops in the middle of the street. Right? Grabs the guy by the neck and slams him on the ground, and he's like trying to, the guy's like has his hands over his, and he's like trying to stomp on him and whatnot. And he's screaming at him. He goes, "You breaking my house with my wife and my kid, they'll fucking kill you," all this crap, right? And the guy's going, no, it wasn't me. Right? He said, it was my twin brother, Roberto. Right? And he's like, yeah, anyway, he doesn't, like, at that point, it's just, he's just freaking out. Right? So he goes home and he tells his wife what happened. He goes, I got the guy stomping on him, so on and so forth. And he goes, he tried to tell me that it was his twin brother, Roberto, that was downstairs. And she goes, I think he does have a twin brother who's also homeless. And he's like, what? So she goes, he has a Facebook account. He goes, how the hell does a homeless guy have a Facebook? She goes, well, you can get a free phone. And if you can get a free phone, you get a Facebook account. They look it up. And it was the wrong guy. He really does have a twin brother. And he totally kicked the shit out of the wrong guy.
Yeah, well, say it was like those Corsican brothers, though. You ever seen that? You ever heard the story? One feels the pain when the other one gets slapped around. That could be it right there, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna freaking slam dudes' heads on the concrete. I just want I'm gonna make them feel real bad. And I even in, I said it on the other podcast. I'm not the toughest fucking guy in the world. There's a guy out there, just like we talked about, that it'll beat your ass and you don't even know how it happened.
Absolutely.
But if I'm in a righteous spot, it's gonna be hard for one of them to do that. And I'll give them the opportunity. Maybe they realize they fucked up.
That's true.
Hey, they realize they fucked up. You know what I mean?
It does happen.
Yeah. I had one guy that I confronted and he apologized. And
really?
That's good enough. Yeah, it's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Yeah.
That's because you're a decent human being. That's why, and
Not really,
and that shows you what type of person that he is. He was probably a coward, and he's like, man, if I don't apologize, I'm going to get my teeth kicked in right now. And these are keyboard tough guys, and this is what social media has given birth to. And then when they're finally held accountable, it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it. And that's what it is,
It's good enough for me, though. You know what I mean? If he wants to apologize, I'm good with it. I doubt I'll hear from him again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I hope everything works out in the end.
Hey,
and Michelle's just going to keep on winning tournaments and destroying girls at the table. And we'll definitely see each other soon. And again, of course, much love, much respect. Friends always. And love you guys. Thank you very much.
Love you too.
We'll see you later, man.
All right, you got it.